Information processing model represents how the brain deals with information, thought, and behavior. The model focuses on the major cerebral operations that deal with the collecting, evaluating, storing, and retrieving of information, the parts most useful to educators. It shows the process from environment to the temporary memories to creating sense and meaning if the information is going to be stored, and then on to self-concept. Knowing how the brain processes information and learn can help teachers plan lessons that are likely to be understood and remembered. The arts play an important role in human development, enhancing the growth of cognitive, emotional, and psychomotor pathways. Much of what young children do, singing, drawing, and dancing, engage all the senses and help wire the brain for successful learning. The arts contribute to education by helping children express themselves, convey meaning, and develop complex forms of thinking. The pyramid shows the average percentage of retention of material after 24 hours for each of the instructional methods. Teachers should be aware that a learner's ability to retain information is dependent on the type of teaching method used. The top of the pyramid is composed of mainly rote rehearsal. As you move down the pyramid, the students become more actively involved and input changes to visual processing and doing. Successful teachers should use a variety of teaching methods. Circadian rhythms are the body function and their components, such as temperature, breathing, digestion, and sleeping, that go through daily cycles of peaks and valleys. Circadian rhythms also regulate our ability to focus on incoming information. Teachers need to be aware of this when planning lessons because there are certain times when learning will require more effort. If possible, teachers should vary the times of different subjects being taught every day. Transfer is a process that encompasses the ability to learn in one situation and then use that modified learning in another situation. Transfer is the core of problem solving, creative thinking, and higher mental processes. Teachers are provokers of transfer for students. They should try to create an integrated curriculum of thematic units for students to gain a deeper understanding and enhance the transfer process. The Bloom's taxonomy represents the 6 levels within the cognitive domain. It ranges from remember, which is the lowest complexity, through create, which is the highest complexity. The first 3 levels describe a convergent thinking process where the learner recalls what is comprehended to solve a problem. The upper 3 levels describe divergent thinking, where the learner processes results and new insights that were not part of the original information. Teachers should be aware that using Bloom's taxonomy allows them to up the level of complexity within a task without upping the difficulty. When a learner practices a new skill, the motor cortex coordinates with the cerebellum to establish the pathways that will consolidate the movements to perform the skill. Teachers should be aware not to teach similar concepts on the same day. When it comes time to teach the second concept, make sure to teach the differences first. If a person practices 2 similar skills during 12 hours, the second skill will interfere with the mastery of the first. Consequently, the person will not be able to perform either skill well. The left and right hemispheres of the brain are specialized and process information differently. The left side processes external stimuli such as speech, analysis, and time. The right side processes internal messages such as recognizing faces and objects, body language, and spatial awareness. Teachers tend to teach the way they learn. Knowing how hemispheric preference works will allow them to understand the different ways students learn. Memory is the mental capacity to retain and recall information and experiences. Memories are formed when a group of neurons fire together when activated. They are not stored intact. For example, shape, color, and smell are categorized and stored in different neurons. The more connections made, the more understanding and meaning the learner can attach to the new learning. Teachers with a greater understanding of how memories form can select strategies that are more likely to improve retention and retrieval of learning. The learning environment and the learning context both impact the learning process. Negative classroom climate can lead to a rise in anxiety levels and refocuses our frontal lobes to survival instincts. Positive climate leads to a feeling of euphoria and stimulates the frontal lobes. The learning contexts are the instructional activities that get students emotionally connected to what they are learning. It is important for teachers to be aware of the atmosphere in the classroom to create a positive, caring, comfortable environment to enhance the learning process.